hoping to get because you were doing ghosts and you were doing alcohols.
Yes.
And I was hoping to get a copy of SoulSilver in, and then I was going to do other spirits, like Esprit de Corps.
Okay. All right.
The spirit of opportunity.
Oh, nice. Some more abstract.
Yes, I was
spirits.
going to go with abstract
there you
spirits
go.
instead of ghosts or
or
alcohols.
liquors. Yeah.
I was going to go other spirits.
Oh.
Here on the D-pad.
Yeah.
Where I'm John.
I'm Rick.
And I'm Peter.
And I don't know where I'm going.
And I didn't get a copy of SoulSilver in the mail. I got a friggin'...
Oh, yeah, you got a Repro Heart Gold, didn't you?
Yes.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. Like,
That's a far
they got
cry.
that very wrong.
Well,
That's
it was
frustrating. You're going to the Poke Mart, I believe, by the way.
The Mart?
It's one of those, like, you stick a micro SD card in the fake game cartridge thing, and then it has a ROM injector.
Oh, yeah.
And that was not what it was advertised as when I bought it. So
That's what I have one over there. That's what we used for the ting. Oh Jesus, what was it called?
Is the egg mandatory?
No, but there's no reason not to grab it.
What if I know I'll never use it and don't care?
You should grab it just to put it in a box if that's the case.
Okay, all right. Then let me go. I have to make room in my party to do it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Too Much Tingle Pack, the one that Dustin did as a little legendary
Pokemon
Let's Play
thing.
crossover with the Empty Video Game Nerd.
Okay.
Because it was a DSi game.
Yep.
And so there was no way to get it otherwise. It was actually a Japanese DSi game.
I'm just saying, Too Much Tingle Pack sounds like a special lube that I don't want to use.
Those
Considering
games
the
all
creepy-
have some kind of interesting titles to them.
Yes, because there was Freshly Picked Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land, which did get at least a European release. I don't think it got an American release. I think it was a European one. There was Tingle's Balloon Fight DS, the Too Much Tingle Pack. And then there was Ripened Tingle's Balloon Trip of Love, which is also on our little Flash DS cart because that was also a... it wasn't a digital-only game. You could get it in Japan. I think we actually own a copy of the Japanese cartridge. But there was a fan translation that was done for it, and that had to be applied in a really weirdly specific way.
I was too enthralled by the Tingle talk.
It legitimately took, like, weeks for me to figure out how to apply this and have the game run correctly, but there was no way for us to do it other than through the thing. It's one of the rare cases post, like, 2016 where we actually had to emulate something to get it to work.
Yeah, and so I'd prefer to get normal hardware for my
Same. Yeah.
Shadow.
Boy, is that about to get
game.
a lot more fun.
I'm a not.
Yeah, well, I got to try and find it in the used market. And these are selling for like $100.
Yeah.
All because I lost my old copy on a plane.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I should probably actually keep
It's been interesting.
a lot of these.
It's been interesting seeing the fallout, we'll say, about the game key cards for the Switch 2. Because on the one hand, I agree. I think that to the best of anyone's ability, the game you're buying should be on the cartridge you're buying. Like, I don't think that's a controversial statement. However, there are folks who were like, Nintendo's trying to put all their games on these, which is not true. And it is marked on the on the boxes where that's going to be the case. It's in fact, because the idea is it's literally almost the exact same as what they used to do, which was
A download code.
either a download code in an empty box,
Right.
or a game where you would buy it and then it would go, hey, we got to download more data to get this thing started.
Right.
This one has it pretty clearly marked on there. I don't think, like, I have issues with a lot of the stuff that's going on the Nintendo side too.
Sure.
But
Dumb.
it's yeah, the whole thing.
Who is it? What?
We're in a really, like, fucking irritating age with video games right now.
Like, just if it's gonna be digital, just be digital, man.
Yeah.
Don't pretend. Like, and if you're gonna make a physical game, then put the game on the physical game.
Yes. Yep.
You know,
agree
like
with
I
all
don't
of
think
that.
this is that complicated.
It's not.
Is it you're just selling people an empty case?
Well,
Don't
so
do
that's
that.
the thing. So what they're doing now with the game key cards,
Just say we care about the environment and we're no
That's
longer
like-
doing physical at all.
Yeah,
and
they're
then get
physical
pats on the back for
DRM.
that. Like,
yeah,
for
it's
your
really weird.
For your virtual ownership.
Yeah, they're
Right.
selling a cartridge that then you download more through the cartridge, and it's just like,
Does it
I don't know,
download
man.
it onto the cartridge? That
no. If they did, that would be great. But also, if they could, then why wouldn't they do that the whole time? And like, I get day one deals, like download like patches. That
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with.
that makes sense.
It's we're in a point where that's a pretty painless procedure nowadays. It used to be more annoying.
yes.
And
For
presumably the
consoles, it's a
game would
rough
still
time. For games, it's
function
fine.
without it.
Yeah. By and large, like, you might wind up with a few weird bugs if you don't do it, but, like, you can get your first day's worth of gaming out of it almost universally without patching.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and it's like, I do feel for the argument of, like, hey, we're creating more plastic and metal and whatever waste. Absolutely. I agree with that in full.
Create that waste if you're going to actually give me a working game.
Yeah, like,
Don't create it if you're just going to lie to me.
well, also, we on the flip side too, we now have an era where under certain circumstances your games can just be deleted on you. Like, Sony deleted off of people's PlayStations Concord. Literally, the game was vanished from consoles. Which, like, sure, you can't play the game anymore, so why would you want to keep it? But also, like, I don't know. It's kind of, sometimes some folks are like, oh yeah, I still got this game I can't even play. It's on here, and like, whatever.
Hey, I'm sorry, this is interesting conversation, but I don't remember what I'm doing or why. Am I just leaving town this way?
Yeah.
Have I caught anything out here? Probably.
Which route is this?
This is gonna be.
That's the real question.
Route 36.
36. I don't think you were able to catch anything out here before. Oh yeah, because there's a Sudowoodo out here.
Sure.
Oh yeah, you got Rock Smash. You now have the badge. I think you have to use it to punch this to continue.
You need the.
Weird.
Actually, before you do that, check your map, because I recall there being some worry about the level of this Sudowoodo.
You need a watering can to get past Sudowoodo.
Is it? Okay.
I don't remember. I don't recall what is your next. I think it's south. I think it's going.
It looks
south.
like south is available.
32.
Union Cave.
Yeah,
32.
Yes, that sounds right. Yeah.
Union Cave. All right. Now, wasn't there a cave here that I have
There
flash
is.
now?
Dark Cave is there. Yeah, you could go in there if you want.
Is that worth doing?
I have no idea.
You run across Dark Cave in other.
Yeah, I want to say that's
times
pretty
as well.
late game as well. And you have caught your Pokemon there. It is totally up to you. I have no idea what's in there.
I guess I'll go south for now. We're all agreeing Sudowoodo is not the time.
I don't know if
No,
you
you need
can,
the
yeah.
watering can. I remember that for
Okay.
sure.
Route 36, you have not caught anything, but I think it was basically because you couldn't.
Yeah, I was not able to yet.
This
This shit.
And I think you need to go
I go back in the
back
city
into
then
the
south?
city to go south. Yeah.
I think you're right. I have no interest in the ruins of Alpha.
29, 30, 32,
Don't worry, guys. We're gonna get going in a second.
46, Dark
We
Cave
did the
Sprout
thing
Tower.
where it's been 3 weeks since I played, so I don't remember what the fuck is happening.
I like Ghastly's little sprite there because just the way that they've drawn it just makes it look like a little cartoon sad face.
It just looks like a
From
chain
here
shop.
anyway. Yes, he looks like a chain shot, but like from the side angle, it just kind of looks like someone took a piece of chalk and drew a sad face on him.
Yeah, I guess kind of. Yeah.
I hate that so much.
That
It's
weird
so gross every time.
biological.
It's a tree. It should
What
be
route is
biological.
this? Oh, 32.
This is
okay.
32. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have caught something here.
Yep.
I don't think you've fucked up any catches yet, assuming we don't count all the wackiness with Sprout Tower. As a souvenir, take this. He just punches you directly in the face.
Yeah, right.
Sweet. An
Miracle
item that
save.
would be exceptionally useful for the starter neither of us have.
Yep. I was gonna say, I don't think I
Awesome.
have any grass moves at all.
Sick. I can't wait to get that miracle seed I won't use. Yeah.
Have I caught anything here?
This is still 32.
Yes. Yes, you have.
Yep, you got some trainer battles to look forward
But
to.
I want so badly.
So Peter and I were kind of talking about this.
Whooper.
I love Whooper.
But you were saying the games get deleted when they don't like the. You know, if I bought a game on the Wii U store.
Nintendo hasn't, as far as I'm aware. Well, actually, that's not true. I was about to say Nintendo hasn't done that yet, except there is a soccer game whose name I forget because it doesn't exist anymore. It's snapped out of existence off of the NSO Super Nintendo app. It was literally like Super Soccer or something.
Sure.
And they just kind of took it off the system. It's probably a licensing thing. I don't know the details, but like it's just very frustrating in an era where the idea is that digital is being pushed because it's just easier, quote unquote, for everybody. And it does create less waste, which is good, but also the specific legal details of when you purchase a video game, you're not purchasing the game, you're purchasing a license to the game. Really starts to get things into gray areas as far as like, hey, I buy physical as often as I can because I want to be able to own the game. I
Right.
want to be able to, like, there's a copy of Dragon Warrior 3 for the Game Boy Color sitting on the table right now.
Yeah.
I like, the battery may not work forever. It may not even work right now. I could replace it.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, if I don't care about saving one way or the other, I can put that in a Game Boy Color in fucking 2063, and I can still play it. It's still mine. I get to play it.
Okay, but counterpoint.
Yeah.
The Nintendo Switch, like, if the internet just stopped existing...
We have so many bigger problems in that scenario, but...
Right,
continue.
but, like, if the internet, for whatever reason, or this, the protocol changes and the Switch can't get online, like,
Sure.
the firmware might be enough of a blocker that even if you have cartridges...
Possibly.
It might not let you run it.
Though the hope would be that there's a few jailbreaking things that are out there that would bypass that.
We don't have cut yet, right?
No. We have Rock Smash, but not cut.
Okay.
Stuff in the vein of, Pretendo Network and stuff,
Yeah. Let me put some Rock Smash on somebody. Was this the one that no one I have can learn it?
I believe so.
Olmec
has it.
Has it already.
God.
Okay.
All right.
I think Flash was the one that no one could learn.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And Roost, probably.
And I think Olmec actually just learned Rock Smash on his own.
Yeah,
anyway.
I think you're right. So you think you're pretty tough?
You still needed the gym badge to be able to use it
out of battle.
out of battle.
Yep.
Youngster Albert with a Rattata.
Oh no.
That's sort of the easiest way for them to prevent sequence breaking by bringing in
normal,
a Pokemon
right?
from a previous game.
Yeah. Is to make sure that that no one can use those special moves until you have the thing that lets you get by.
I guess having Ghastly in front is a little bit not the best.
I mean, it helps with switch training him.
Yeah. I guess I can use Rock Smash and punch him right in the fucking face. But yeah, like, remember how every time you open a game in the Nintendo Switch, it says, checking if game can be played?
Yeah. It didn't used to do that.
That makes
I don't remember it doing that.
That just makes me insane. I don't know why, but it makes me furious.
It's like I've got a
frequently-
cartridge
It never
in the
takes
system.
more than 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But I'm
Frequently
like, why
you
the
can,
fuck do you have to check?
Skip a bunch of that in, like, offline mode.
Maybe.
Hopefully. But, like,
It's also like, if I've got the physical cartridge, why are we checking this?
right. And that's kind of what bugs me.
No.
And it's the kind of thing where, like, the good consumers get punished for piracy, maybe?
Well,
Like,
they're
is
basically
maybe that's what
probably
happened?
trying to figure out how to keep people from being able to make dupe cartridges.
Yeah.
Because, like, the thing that the DS dupe cartridges and the 3DS dupe cartridges do is pretend to be a different game.
Yeah.
Like the one that I had for regular DS, which doesn't work in my 3DS, pretended to be a Danny Phantom game.
Oh, I see.
And during the launch of that game, quote unquote, after it did its check to be like, yep, I'm a valid cartridge, it launches
It side loads like a thing.
an operating system.
Yeah.
It sideloads a whole
Yeah,
operating
the
system.
R4. We have an R4 cartridge that we used for the Tingle games, and that's what that one does. It pretends to be, I don't even remember what the game is. Some Japanese only game or something, and then it loads up. Yeah, like a little file system where everything is kind of stored in there.
Neutral? Nope. He's what is he, flying in poison?
Yeah.
All right.
And so that doesn't work on the 3DS because they put that onto their list of ones that are faked, basically.
I see. Gotcha.
And so it
probably does like it probably does like
harder or something.
Yeah, like it's either a checksum thing or it does like a deeper dive for ones that have been used in the past, which like fair dues, I guess. Like,
Oh, come on.
I don't know. I have pretty complicated views when it comes to like piracy and all of that stuff. Like as someone who I consider myself very, very strongly in favor of video game preservation and preservation attempts.
Yes.
But I feel like that gets used sometimes as an excuse for piracy of like actively being sold stuff. And like I get when it comes to like live service games or stuff that have an element that is like known to be like a transient kind of thing, like, this is only available for a month or whatever. Like, I get that completely. There are folks who will be like, okay, Xenoblade Chronicles X comes out in 4 days, and someone's already found a copy of the game, and so it is ethically whatever to be spread. It's like, this feels wrong. I don't know.
No, that's...
And it's not me being like, tooting the capitalist horn or any of that shit. It's just more a matter of like, I don't know. It just fit like if you're gonna pirate the game, just say you're pirating the fucking game. Please do not damage the reputation of video game preservation by being like, I'm actually preserving this by spreading it, disseminating it before it has a street date. And it's like, yo, that's not what anybody involved in this is doing.
Right.
Let's be completely honest here.
Yeah, no, that's not how preservation. If you were preserving it, what you would do is go, oh, look, a complete copy of the game before its street date. Let me load it to make sure it works.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
now I'm going to
store
put
it
this in
somewhere.
archive.
Yeah, you put it somewhere and you don't touch it for a while. And then
When it's no longer supported, no longer actively being sold first party.
Yep.
Like,
and hell, if you have a means of dumping the ROM from a legitimate copy of the game, then what you probably would do for a preservation thing is you dump it, and then anytime there's a patch, you load the patch, and then you redump, so you have like your version differences stored somewhere or whatever. And it's like, not to mention, that's also just kind of that is a fully legal thing to do. You're completely, and I know that like, you know, moral and ethically versus legally is a different story.
Yeah.
And that's not what I'm like trying to get into with that, but it's like, you know, you are well within your rights to dump your own ROMs.
Oh, whoops.
Which got confused, either intentionally or otherwise, in like the 2000s into, oh, if you own a copy of the game, you're allowed to download the ROM of that game. It's like, not really, though it's really hard to prove that's what you did.
It's hard to prove that you didn't dump your own ROM.
Yeah.
And so you have a leg to stand on legally that you could have acquired that ROM.
Yeah, they have to prove that you have acquired that through other means.
But through the DMCA, they could have asked the ISP and said, yes, they did download that file.
You're right, yeah.
And then you get a cease and desist letter.
Yeah. Not to mention, people who download ROMs are never the target of that stuff anyway. It's the people who have the websites that spread them. But
I actually received a cease and desist DMCA letter once.
Ooh. I've never gotten any. I feel like that at various points in my life that would have scared the absolute shit out of me to be getting a letter about like, you downloaded a copy of fucking Empire Strikes Back.
I downloaded a ROM of a game.
Okay.
Oh, it's a Mareep.
Oh, I love Marie.
Am I still not eligible to catch?
Is this Route 32? I haven't been looking.
I think it is.
Then no.
Yeah, you're still
Sadly,
not.
I love Marie.
I
Mareep
love
is great.
Mareep.
And Ampharos is actually pretty decent. Like,
Ampharos was on my champion team in my SoulSilver run.
And then they made it better with Mega Ampharos generations later.
Yeah.
With
such a
fucking
good
dragon
Pokemon.
type and shit.
And he was on my team the whole time because he was the one that carried Flash, among other things.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But yeah, so it was funny because I downloaded. What I did was I downloaded an expansion for a Warcraft game to see if it would work on my computer.
Okay.
Before I committed to buying it.
Oh, wow.
And then I bought it, and then I received a letter about the download, and I was like, well, I already actually bought it.
Yeah. So, like, sure, I'll cease and desist downloading this file I've already downloaded.
You got it.
Yeah.
I own it legit.
Well.
I just wanted to make sure it would work before I gave them money.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. We're coming down to the end of the episode, and just the short version of like my whole spiel is like, I strongly support video game preservation, and it bums me out when people use that as an excuse for just overt piracy.
Absolutely, yes.
Because video game preservation is already a very like tightrope walk thing, because technically, sorta, kinda, even legitimate, well-meaning preservation attempts could be construed as copyright infringement, depending on, you know, certain factors related to it and what countries they come from and all of that stuff too. Like,
yep.
It's already a thing that is entirely built on good faith more than anything else. So when folks are like, there was the whole thing with Citra and all of that, and the Switch emulator thing that got shut down, and they were like, oh, Nintendo's just, you know, doesn't want anybody to emulate anything. It's like, the people who made that got caught actively like disseminating pre-street date ROMs of Switch games. Like,
yeah.
I think the idea was the emulator was on their like on their radar already, and then when they found out they were just actively spreading early copies, that was them going, well, okay, time to get the lawyers involved. Which, like, They've always been draconic about it. It's kind of a bummer, but also like I can't exactly be like, oh, they are absolutely the bad guys, and that's like, okay, the people. There has to be a point where you're like, hey, maybe we shouldn't be like spreading ROMs before games come out. I don't know.
Well, it's hard. You think of all the work and money that goes into producing a game,
Right,
and
they're
how
also,
if the problem got bad enough, it would collapse the ecosystem that supports Nintendo.
And I also understand completely that, like, you know, getting games early, finding games early makes it easier for you to update your emulator so that you can be sure it supports the game.
It's like how Metallica really needs that Napster money.
Yeah, they're really hurting.
Yeah.
They're still out there on tour because they lost so much money through Napster.
That's right.
They're forced to keep doing tours because they just lost so much money. Lars Ulrich is out there starting every night going, God, I hate Napster, right before they 1, 2, 3 and into it.
Yeah, I wonder, like,
Lars Ulrich is with Metallica, right?
You're right. You're right.
Metallica is their own record label for a bunch of stuff.
I think so, yeah.
And you can buy every concert.
Oh, that's fun.
That's cool, actually.
They weren't wrong to be like concerned about it. To be clear,
but they're making plenty of money now.
Yeah, they're doing fine. They're not destitute.
I actually went to a live show and then I bought the download of it because it was like $5. I was like, okay, yeah, because they don't like charge a ton for it.
Yeah,
either.
but would you download a car?
Yes.
Yeah, if I could, yeah.
If I could download a car, you bet your ass I would.
There's no end to the things I would pirate.
Yeah. This isn't me shitting on piracy in general. I just feel bad when for folks who are actually trying to do legitimate preservation.
Well, and it is a fine line. Like
it is. There are edge cases on both for sure.
I'm looking for the Star Force version of 20XDX, where I can just have a matter wave and have a car come out of nothing.
Hard light hologram of a car, and then when you're done, you go boop and you put it in your pocket and go to work.
That would be awesome.
What a wonderful world that would be. Parking lots just vanish overnight.
But, hold on. We got to think about the money that the people who own the parking lots need to make.
Yeah, oh no. Oh no, what'll we do? Why don't we come back next time and you can fight some fishermen?
I don't want to.
You can skip them then.
Yeah, all right, fine. Don't. Bye.